That's a lot of water control that we got, and an interesting take on the Azamina evolution. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. So Kairyu-Shin and Friends is back out here. I think that this is one of the coolest decks that I was most excited about to see out here, because you actually get the chance to see water control actually doing what water control wants to do. You know, you set up this control field on your opponent, and your opponent's not going to be able to do anything. Plus, the water barrier statue has now turned into a stronger card right now. You've got to realize right now that having a walking, talking floodgate in the form of the water control option, I think is very, very good for your opponent. It's very good for you. Though imperm and things like that can kind of mess you up, there's not been a lot of discussion out here, hardly at all, for water decks. And I think that this is actually pretty cool. You also get away with one Torrential Tribute in here, one Droplet, which I don't really like the one Droplet. I see what you're attempting to do with it, but it just does not feel super good to me. Okay, next up here is our Reasoning Monster Gate shenanigans out here. Now, if you are for some reason able to get this deck playable, obviously on the TCG side, this is going to be much harder because we don't necessarily have all this stuff. Plus, I see, we are using a runic backing for this to make sure that the deck can stabilize and actually set up here. But you actually get a lot of cool benefits for actually playing the Queen out here as part of the deck. I also see that we are doing triple transaction rollback in this. Kind of proving that, the transaction rollback stuff is going to be very good, so you can actually do, the Saint Azamina stuff that this deck wants to be doing. We also do get to see, the counter trap card down there for 2,500 attack and defense monsters, actually seeing some major play out here. So I like this. I think that this is a pretty cool step in the right direction out here for what we can actually see. And then, of course, we have more water control out here. I love the fact that we get to see the rank up magic actually seeing play in Sharks, man, because it took them 25 years to figure out how exactly they want to make the rank up magic stuff be able to be incorporated out here. And it took, 7 Tachyon as that nice little bridge to actually get this deck set up and actually, start to showcase. I see we're also doing standard rank 4 shenanigans outside of water. I mean, you got the Baguska, and then, of course, the Utopic Future Draco stuff. The fact that this deck does get access to the Future Draco lines of play is kind of cute, actually. And I admire that about this deck. You have very strong options in the water department. This deck has been gradually evolving over time. And it's been quite nice to see that Konami has figured out the game plan for this and how they want to make sure that this deck is going to be a good, strong presence out here for the meta. Next up here, we have, oh boy, it's Regenesis. I've been trying to track as much cool Regenesis gameplay as I can out here. Now, this build actually is playing the Metal Zoa package and the Red Eyes package in here, so we can actually get to the full Metal Dragon. Because the one thing that Regenesis wants to do is it wants to poop out all of these huge monsters. You have a Spell Trap Negate, you have a Spheres, and then all of them during the opponent's turn, they're going to call back to your hand. So it's basically once you've broken the opponent's field with them, going into the next turn, you're just going to be in an even stronger position. And that's what really makes the Regenesis deck, in my opinion, a very, very scary build. I've been testing the Primeite stuff. This build's not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. I do see we are doing the Dark Spirits Mastery in here, which is kind of cute. Of course, we also got the Singular Skill Drain in here. Hey, man. If you can skill drain your opponent, you may as well make it work out. What else we got back here? We also have, we got ye old Grand Manju. This is a very pleasant surprise, but this build also is doing 2 copies of Soul Drain in here. The fact that, I guess, having Soul Drain be that powerhouse option to stop your opponent from actually, playing the game, that's 100% needed right now. We are in such bad positions with it going second with a deck like this that you need your going first to be even more insane. I also see only 2 Gizmek in here. It's fine. If you can get the Fossil Dyna or the Inspector Border to actually touch down, you actually should be fine. And then, of course, you know, 2 Eater of Millions, that's a nice, refreshing option, man. I've not seen Eater of Millions hardly out here at all. So that's actually really, really cool. We have Unchained for you. Huh, this is kind of refreshing. You actually do get the chance to see Triple Shavara. Why? Thanks, guys. I'm really glad that the OCG does get to enjoy triple frickin' show, or, you know, the Unchained that's limited to 1 here. You also do see that this build is playing 1 copy of a set and 2 copies of the Nightmare Magician. The cool thing with the Nightmare Magician actually kind of gets you is it gets the extra body on the field, gets a resource out of the hand, if need be, and it also, you know, gets you into the set so that you can kind of combo line off and do your thing. I also do see, because, you know, we are doing all this shenanigans, we do get to use A-Bow Q out here to actually combo up and do exactly what you need to be seeing out here. I don't really see anything else too crazy with this. In terms of, you know, your packaging with this deck, not a lot has really changed in terms of your combos. Next up is Thunder Dragon with some Horus cards. And I see we have the Battery Man Solar in here. You know, we have all these Thunder Dragon Colossus running around out here for, you know, the stupid floodgate that it is. But it's just kind of turned into a stepping stone these days. You don't really do anything else too major with it. In terms of what this deck's doing, you're using the Horus package to filter through the Thunder stuff. You know, get the ability to set up, do your thing, you know, big monster, go burr. We've all seen how good the Vampire package can be. And then, of course, you know, Hazy Flame on in to the Nemesis package. Get the Protoss up in line and then start railing down on your opponent so they actually can't play the game. Yeah, it looks about as well as you would expect this package to be doing out here. If you get, you know, the Horus package and all this lined up, you will probably be doing relatively well out here. So once again, it's kind of cool to actually see, you know, a Thunder build performing. Ooh, we have Fabled for you. Fabled was not a deck that I thought I'd be seeing a lot of out here. I think for what Fabled is meant to bring to the table, it's not a lot, actually. You've got a deck right now that might not feel the greatest. You know, the Fiendsmith package is still going to be one of the major reasons why this deck is able to do so well. That's why you're also seeing things like Fable Leviathan in here. Also, OCG does get access to Baron de Flor, which does actually make a little bit of a difference on the end boards for this deck. And of course, you know, we're going actually full Fiendsmith combo in here. Yeah, they do get access to Rex Tremende, but we really don't. And it doesn't really matter all that much that, you know, there's that difference in this set. But Fiendsmith with a side of the other Fiend monsters. What a nice change of pace. Next up here, we have Dragon Maid for you. Now, this is kind of what we were expecting this deck to evolve towards, because, you know, you got triple second Kaiman, but this build's only choosing to exploit 2 of these. We also are doing 1 light end dragon and 2 dark end dragons in the extra deck, which I think is okay. You also do get to see the Phileas Crown in here. That was one of the nicer new options that they were like, hey, you know, we'll go ahead and get Dragon Maid some future support out here. We'll see if they actually, you know, can do something. You also got the Triple Solemn Strike built on into the main deck out here. Strike has really been proving itself out here as a nice rogue buster card. If you get that thing off the ground, you actually can do some incredibly good stuff, to say the least. Outside of that, this deck has been pretty strong, actually. If you're looking for a fun dragon deck to play, I would actually recommend this one, honestly. And then we have the Inspector Border Runic Stun, actually main decking the triple deck lockdown now, which is actually incredibly funny, actually. The deck lockdowns actually force lock your opponent and give them not a good opportunity to play, though you would think that having deck lockdown and runic cards together might not be the best thing, but to be honest with you, with the way that this format is, Runic players, they have to evolve in as many ways as they can. There is not a good option either way for this. So I think that this is actually very unique for what it is. But what do you guys think about all this? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.